If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. There's always that one guy in the NFL who seemingly comes out of nowhere, a name that wasn't on anybody's radar just a few months ago, but by midseason, everyone's scrambling to add him to their fantasy team. For the Cleveland Browns, all signs point to that surprise breakout star being second-year wide receiver Jamari Thrash. Yes, Jamari Thrash, the former fifth-round pick out of Louisville who barely saw the field last year. While the Browns spent their offseason beefing up the trenches and retooling their tight end-heavy offense, their receiving core quietly became one of the most unpredictable rooms in the NFL. After letting Elijah Moore walk and only bringing in Deontay Johnson and DeAndre Carter, there's a big opening for someone to step up. And according to recent reports, Thrash is first in line to take that leap. And it's not just a hunch, there's some serious buzz building behind the scenes. Bleacher Report's Alex Ballentine recently dropped his list of every NFL team's biggest position battle and highlighted one breakout candidate per squad. For the Browns, it's not shocking that quarterback is still the main question mark. But what caught people off guard was the mention of Jamari Thrash as the player most likely to emerge this season. It's not a name many casual fans recognize. And frankly, they shouldn't. Thrash had just 98 pass snaps in his rookie campaign and cracked double-digit snap counts in only 3 games. That's barely more than a preseason showcase. But what's happening behind the scenes at OTAs is turning heads. Zach Jackson from The Athletic noted that Thrash was getting first-team reps in the slot. And while the slot might not be the focal point in an offense heavy on tight end sets and power runs, it's still a critical piece, especially for a team looking for reliable hands and route running underneath. Now, let's talk about what kind of player Jamari Thrash actually is. Coming out of Louisville, scouts were pretty clear about his skill set. He's a technician as a route runner, quick off the line, fluid through breaks, and someone who knows how to find space in zone coverage. Add to that, legit straight line. Speed! And you got a guy who can stretch defenses vertically or sneak underneath and make a defense pay after the catch. His hands, reliable. Not elite, but dependable enough to be trusted in high-pressure moments. But the big red flag, physicality. There were questions about whether he could hang in the NFL against bigger, stronger corners who love to jam receivers. At the line, that concern kept him from going higher in the draft. But now, after a full year of NFL weight rooms practices and learning how to absorb contact, he's got a real shot at changing that narrative in year 2. What makes Thrash's situation so interesting isn't just his skill set, it's the opportunity. The Browns are in a weird spot when it comes to wideouts. Amari Cooper is still the clear number 1, but he's getting older and entering a contract year. Behind him, it's murky. Donovan Peoples-Jones is gone. Elijah Moore, out. The big additions this offseason were Deontay Johnson, who brings experience but has dealt with inconsistency, and DeAndre Carter, who's mostly been a return specialist in his career. That means someone, literally anyone, has a golden opportunity to slide into the WR3 role and make an impact. That's where Thrash comes in. He's young, he's hungry, and perhaps most importantly, he's been showing coaches that he wants it more than anyone else in that locker room. OTAs aren't everything, but they do give us a glimpse into the coaching staff's mindset. Let's not forget the Browns are pivoting back to a run-first offense. With Nick Chubb expected to return healthy and the team leaning heavily on 2 tight end sets, the passing volume might go down. But that doesn't mean the passing game won't matter. In fact, it could make each target more meaningful. And in those situations, tight coverage, short yardage throws, scramble drills, the slot receiver becomes critical. It's about timing, chemistry, and trust. Thrash lining up in that slot role, especially early in camp, is a huge sign that he's building trust with the quarterbacks and the coaching staff. If he can maintain that trajectory through training camp and preseason, he might not just make the team, he could become a go-to guy in crucial downs. And that's how breakouts happen. Not with highlight reels in week 1, but with trust, timing, and a whole lot of reps when the cameras aren't rolling. Let's also look at the reality here. Part of Thrash's path to a breakout is because the Browns don't have a ton of better options. That's not a knock on him. That's just how depth charts work. Sometimes the best way to shine is to be the last man standing when the smoke clears. But here's the key. Thrash has never been a special teams guy. He's not going to earn his keep by covering punts or returning kicks. If he's going to be on this roster come week 1, it's going to be because he's in that top 5 or 6 receiver group, or he's not there at all. That puts the pressure squarely on his performance in camp. No shortcuts, no fallbacks. But sometimes pressure makes diamonds. And for a guy who's been doubted before, who slid to the 5th round and was almost invisible as a rookie, this is the exact kind of make or break scenario that fuels a breakout season. And make no mistake, the Browns need someone to break out. This offense still has big question marks. Deshaun Watson hasn't fully returned to form. The O-line is elite, and the run game is a given when Chubb's healthy. But if no one steps up in the receiver room, this offense could become one-dimensional real fast. That's why Thrash is more than just a feel-good story or a deep sleeper. He's a potential answer to one of the team's biggest problems. If he can give them solid production from the slot or even flex outside when needed, that opens up everything else. It helps Cooper, it helps Njoku, it helps Watson, and most importantly, it gives opposing defenses another guy they have to account for. That alone makes him one of the most intriguing names to watch this summer in Cleveland. There's something special about second-year players. Year 1 is chaos. Learning the playbook, adjusting to the speed, dealing with limited reps. But year 2? That's when things start to click. That's when you find out who's ready to take the leap. For Jamari Thrash, all the pieces are there. He's got the talent, he's got the opportunity, and now he's getting the reps. If he can stay healthy, show improvement against press coverage, and become a more physical receiver at the point of contact, the sky is the limit. He doesn't need to be a Pro Bowler. He just needs to be consistent. Move the chains, make our tough catches, and show he belongs. Do that, and he won't just make the team. He'll become a fixture in the Browns offense for years to come. So here's the bottom line. Jamari Thrash is a name you might not know yet, but that could change fast. With OTA buzz, first team reps, and a wide open depth chart, all signs are pointing to a breakout year for the young wideout. He's not the flashiest guy in the room, but sometimes the most dangerous weapons are the ones nobody sees coming. And if you're a Browns fan hoping for someone to step up in the receiver room, don't sleep on Thrash. He's got a real shot to be the story of the season. Keep your eyes on him in training camp, because this could be the start of something big. And if he delivers, you heard it here first. And that's a wrap on this one, folks. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into potential breakout stars, roster battles, and all things NFL, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe in Jamari Thrash's breakout potential? Or do you think someone else steps up in Cleveland? Let's talk about it. Training camp is just around the corner, and stories like this are what make the offseason so exciting. Until next time, stay locked in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take. In the comments, we want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. In an absolutely stunning development that has sent shockwaves throughout the NFL community, the Cleveland Browns have reportedly executed a secret trade, parting ways with none other than veteran quarterback Joe FLACCO. Yes, you heard that, right? Joe FLACCO, the man who revitalized the Browns' offense last season and became an unlikely hero in their playoff push, is now heading to a new destination. Though the details of the trade remain shrouded in mystery, multiple sources close to the organization confirmed that the deal has been finalized behind closed doors, away from the prying eyes of the media. This move has left fans and analysts alike completely blindsided, sparking a flurry of speculation about the Browns' long-term strategy and what this means for their quarterback room moving forward. FLACCO, who signed with the Browns late last season amid their quarterback injury crisis, quickly emerged as a steadying presence under center. His veteran leadership, poise in the pocket, and cannon-like arm transformed a struggling offense into a playoff-caliber unit. Many believe that his improbable resurgence would secure him a spot on the roster for at least another year, if not longer. But the NFL is a business, and sentimentality rarely trumps strategic decision-making. The Browns front office, notorious for its bold moves and long-term vision, apparently saw an opportunity too good to pass up. However, the identity of the team acquiring FLACCO, as well as the compensation involved, remains tightly under wraps for now. The reaction from Browns fans has been nothing short of explosive. Social media platforms are ablaze with emotional posts ranging from utter disbelief to outright outrage. Many supporters viewed FLACCO not just as a temporary solution, but as a potential mentor for the team's younger quarterbacks, particularly Deshaun Watson, who is still working to regain consistency after his own tumultuous seasons. Now, with FLACCO gone, questions loom large about who will step up as the Browns' safety net should injury strike again. Will the team lean on their existing depth, or do they have another move in the works? The speculation is rampant, but concrete answers are few and far between at this early stage. Insiders suggest that this secretive trade may have been weeks, if not months, in the making. The Browns front office, led by General Manager Andrew Berry, has developed a reputation for operating with stealth and precision. Their ability to keep such a monumental transaction under wraps until its execution is a testament to the tight-lipped culture they've cultivated within the organization. But it also raises questions about transparency and communication with the fan base. After all, FLACCO's performances last season endeared him to many in Cleveland, and such a move, conducted in the shadows, can easily be perceived as a betrayal of that newfound bond between player, team, and city. From a football perspective, trading away FLACCO at this juncture is a highly calculated risk. While he is undeniably past his physical prime, his experience and mental acumen remain invaluable assets, particularly for a team with playoff aspirations. His presence last season offered the Browns not only a reliable backup, but also an alternative starter capable of leading the team through high-pressure situations. With his departure, the Browns must now place greater trust in their remaining quarterbacks, a group that, while talented, lacks the same level of battle-tested experience. This trade could very well reshape the dynamic of the team's offense. Heading into the new season, on the other side of the equation, it's equally fascinating to consider which team has acquired Joe Flacco's services. Is it a franchise in desperate need of a veteran quarterback to stabilize their roster? Or perhaps a contending team seeking an experienced backup to shore up their depth chart? Given Flacco's recent performances, his stock had quietly risen around the league, and it's not hard to imagine multiple teams expressing interest. However, the clandestine nature of this trade has left the football world in suspense, eagerly awaiting official confirmation and further details from either organization involved. This surprise move also has significant implications for the broader NFL quarterback landscape. With teams constantly jockeying for talent at the game's most important position, Flacco's trade serves as a reminder that no player, regardless of their recent contributions, is ever truly untouchable. It also underscores the premium placed on strategic flexibility and asset management in today's NFL. The Browns, by executing this trade, may have positioned themselves to acquire future draft capital or address other positional needs. Conversely, they've also exposed themselves to potential vulnerabilities should injuries or inconsistent play plague their quarterback core in the upcoming season. For Joe Flacco himself, this trade represents yet another unexpected chapter in what has been a remarkably resilient career. From his Super Bowl MVP days with the Baltimore Ravens to his journeyman stints with teams like the Denver Broncos, New York Jets, and Philadelphia Eagles, Flacco has consistently defied expectations and adapted to new environments. His brief but impactful tenure with the Browns was just the latest example of his enduring relevance in a league that often discards veteran players. Now, as he prepares to don yet another jersey, the football world watches with keen interest to see how he will fit into his new team's plans and whether he can once again prove his critics wrong. Meanwhile, the Browns must now confront the reality of moving forward without the quarterback who arguably saved their season last year. This situation places considerable pressure on Deshaun Watson to return to his Pro Bowl form, and justify the team's massive investment in him. Additionally, the Browns coaching staff must ensure that their offensive system can adapt to a new hierarchy in the quarterback room. Fans will also be watching closely to see how the team plans to fill the leadership void left by FLACCO's departure. Whether through internal development or further roster moves, the Browns' response to this trade could very well define their season. As we await official confirmation and additional details regarding this blockbuster trade, one thing is abundantly clear. The Cleveland Browns have once again proven that they are unafraid to make bold, controversial decisions in pursuit of long-term success. Joe Flacco's departure marks the end of an unexpected but memorable chapter in the team's history, while simultaneously opening the door to new possibilities for both the player and the franchise. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over, and in the ever unpredictable world of the NFL, the next bombshell could be just around the corner. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell, so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!